Today's clash between Saints and West, sudden death as it is, determines who drops out and who goes on to play Eastern Suburbs in the final next Saturday. A good crowd, sensing the urgency of this clash and possibly expecting fireworks, has turned up at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Now, Saints' credentials have improved dramatically of late. In the last 5 matches, they've lost 2 and won their last 3 on the trot. There's been a not dramatic but steady improvement in the form they've displayed on the field. Each team has won against the other during the premiership round. Saints 22-3 at Jubilee in the first, and West 15-10 at Lidcombe in the second. A quick look at figures, which can only be used as a guide, show that Western Suburbs far outperformed Saints during the year, scoring 18 more tries and having 10 tries less scored against them. There's only one team change. Winger Brian Johnson, back after a shoulder injury, replaces Shane McKellar. Well, Saints have a huge pack by any standard with the likes of Wynne, Jansen, Young and Stone, but so too have Western Suburbs, and we take a look at them now. Big Bruce Gibbs, fitter now after his 60-minute run against Canterbury last week and rearing to go. Tiny Bob Cooper at 6'5" and 16 stone, the tallest and one of the biggest men in Sydney Rugby League. And former Queenslander John McLeod, one of the West successes in 1980, and a huge man on his own right, are the Magpies' counter to the expected up-the-middle onslaught the Dragons will put on early. Now, the Magpies are presently deeply immersed in a losing streak. They've lost their last 3 consecutive matches and have lost 4 and won only 1 of their last 5. However, the news isn't all bad. Teddy Goodwin, the former Dragon and widely experienced, returns to the centre to partner goal-kicking Ron Gitto, and John Rebo has shrugged off ankle injury and will take his place on the wing. All the work, the blood, the sweat and the tears over for 1980 for the side that loses this match. And I don't anticipate the centre of the Sydney Cricket Ground is going to be any place for the faint-hearted when they finally get to it. A quick look at both sides and then let the action commence. The Western Suburbs side on the field now. This is it in full. Wayne Smith, John Rebo, Ron Gitto, Ted Goodwin, Warren Boland is captain, Terry Lamb, Alan Neal, Jim Lease, John McLeod, Bob Cooper, Bruce Gibbs, Alan Latham, Tom Arbour, and the coach, of course, is Roy Masters. Gitto playing his 100th first-grade game led the side out today. Terry Lamb has found that at the top level, rugby league can be rewarding and cruel. He's had a lot of raps for his early season form, but has found that critics less enthusiastic within the last 3 weeks, and he's going to need a big lift in form to get them spelling out his name again. St. George on the field. Brian Johnson, Brian Johnston, Graham Quinn, Robert Finch, Philip Graham, Tony Trudgett, Steve Morris. They're the backs. Graham Buckley, Graham Wynne, John Jansen, Craig Young captain, John Dowling, Robert Stone are the forwards. And the coach is Harry Bath. Graham Quinn stamped his own touch of class on Saints' win last match against South Sydney with 2 beautiful passes, both of which led to tries. His partnership with and understanding of his centre partner Robert Finch will be a key factor in this expected torrid encounter. The referee, Mr. Jack Dancy. A look at some statistics indicate that match results since 1960, 53 games. St. George have won 37, West have won 16. The points for St. George 946, West 595. Now that's an average per game of 17.8 for St. George, only 11.2 to West. Western Suburbs running from right to left. The referee, Mr. Dancy, allowing that no knock-on occurred on that occasion. He's pulled it up there. Ground in absolute apple pie order. The breeze blowing some of the crepe and streamers around there indicates it's from the northeast quarter. A little bit stronger than it was yesterday, Barry Ross.
Yes, I think it's much stronger than it was yesterday, and certainly will play a big part in the game.
Western Suburbs first scrum when Lamb scurrying through a half gap. Away to Wayne Smith going sideways. Gets a pass away to Big Cooper. Cooper's beautifully tackled by Robert Finch. With Graham Quinn rather, and a top line effort it was. Penalty against St. George inside the 5. Goodwin's away. And the referee, well, you can see him there with Goodwin now. 9.8, 8 tries and 72 goals, 168 points. He's hooked it. Finch has it in the end goal. He'll do well to get in the field of play. He does by a metre.
St. George will play nothing fancy in this area. It will be hard football. Dowling running from dummy half, loses the ball. I think St. George have fallen on it. No, West have come up with the ball, so that's a bad error, giving West the opportunity to attack close to the line. Gibbs goes straight and hard, 11 metres away from St. George's line. Little Latham goes for a scurry from dummy half, probably more active than Jeffries, the man he's replaced in the open. Not quite as good a ball winner, understandably. Neil holds the pass up, give it a lease. St. George defence moving up remorselessly. Latham. Neil, little chip through. It's going to go straight to Johnson. Took it beautifully and gets a heavy one across the head. Goodwin was the man. The referee not concerned. Robert Finch, 10 metres out. That kick was always going to go to Johnson, unless he dropped it. It was headed straight for him. Not a great tactical kick from Neil. Now they're getting the hell out of this area. Oh, there's a little Neil put a high tackle on Wynn. Rebo. The crowd love this fella. That could be a penalty. No. Rebo and Philip Graham having a minor altercation there. I don't think he's going to beat Graham for pace. He might have a bit of vigour or a little bit too much physical capability for him, but Graham shows a lot of pace. Alan Latham scrums 127 from 57, success rate of only 47.4. He's got a pretty high average tackle count, as you saw. There's a penalty to Western Suburbs against Dowling, feet across.
A little bit of byplay between the two props, Gibbs and Young. Then Gibbs telling Young that his hooker can't hook and we'll win all day, and if we don't, we'll get the penalties.
Well, that's all right, so long as it happens. It's like the fighter that crosses himself before getting into the ring. It only helps if he can fight. And there's a penalty. Offside penalty. A little bit of a altercation going on there between Robert Stone and McLeod. Some of these men are well matched physically. Very large lads. Graham, he's sprayed that one off the side of his foot. Harry Barth will be delighted at that. That's 6 tackles back to Western Suburbs. If they keep the ball, of course. Smith. Graham's done his best to rectify the error, and he does. That's good cover. He made an error. Object listened to the young player. He came across and rectified it. There he goes with another good tackle. Now he's come from the right wing to do this. West, Neil, Arbour, who had a magnificent patch in the middle of the season with Western Suburbs, but gone off the boil a little bit the last 3 weeks, as indeed of some of his more illustrious people. Goodwin with a magic pass out to Giddo. Giddo away to Rebo. Rebo's going nicely, and beautiful tackle, and a timely one from Buckley. Bowen, Neil, the kick ahead again, but it's gone to Johnson again. Neil is not putting his eyes on properly when he's kicking. That was a bad kick. The second one. Very disappointed in Neil. Got to look where the gaps are. You don't kick to people that'll bring the ball back to you. Craig Young getting met by some close friends. Morris back inside. Stone. Play midfield. Just inside the West half. Morris, the little dummy. Beautiful pass to Trudgett. Trudgett can't get a pass away. Quinn. Morris. Dowling. Good decisive run. Last tackle coming up. What are the tactics from St. George? Buckley, Wynn, Morris, Finch. Long floating pass. He's got him into the clear, Brian Johnston, and he's put the pass down. He may not have scored, the cover was there, but he certainly would have made a good inroad. Anyway, Wayne Smith. Gridiron pass, out to Goodwin. He won't have the pace to go on with this all the way. But he's moving up nicely, he's up towards halfway, looking for support. Got his pass away to Bowen. Bowen gets hit by Johnson, but comes back in field, and it's been a Shepherd. That's a pity. West looked good. Goodwin had a long, hard run. He's got him for tripping. Let's see that incident again if we can, and just pick up the vital action at the end. It looked to me as though there was a small shepherd. Now there's Lease. Good pass away. Wayne Smith looking for support. Goodwin got to it, took it well, the gridiron type pass. Showed a fair turn of speed too for the fellow that's been out for a while. Now let's see. Yes, Goodwin's gone for the trip. Now that is stupid. That is stupid. That was a first tackle situation. They've got the St. George defence broken, and you wonder why football games are lost. And good refereeing from Jack Danzy, incidentally. Still no score. Stone, not a win. Like a runaway truck coming back diagonally in towards the ruck. Gets up and plays it forward. Throws the big dummy. Start another 10 metres. Dowling, the switch of play. Trudgett. Johnson. Buckley, is it? Yes, that's the lock forward. Not unlike Johnson. They're both about the same size and same coloured hair. Craig Young trying, as you saw then, to get those arms free so he can slip the pass around the front. Last tackle. Morris, a little kick over the top. It's gone a bit too far. Smith gets to it. Nicely bounced. What you'd call a lucky bounce, really. Boland, the skipper, taking the play back. Came under a head-high tackle. Arbour. Up to the quarter. Well, the Stone came down hard then, hit his head hard on the ground. Bruce Gibbs. And the defence swarmed in there, and there's going to be a penalty. And Gibbs still having something to say on the ground as he's looking up at Stone. And Gibbs is not going to get up straight away. Yes, he is now. A little bit tardy. To give him his full title, John Rebo de Bressac. Kicks for touch. That's a safe but unspectacular kick. Again, a net gain of about 13 metres. Latham. Neal. McLeod. Good pass away to Cooper. Nice little Lamb. West putting their act together a little better today. Latham's back inside to Arbour. That's a good bust up the middle there by Arbour. And he's passed away to Latham, and oh, well taken, Lamb. McLeod, long floating pass out to Rebo. Rebo looking for support, gives a mighty big strong fend to one of the St. George players, Graham. Teddy Goodwin, running, kicking, and it's a ripper. It's a bit of Teddy Goodwin flair. He's had a good start to this match for a fellow that's been out for some time, Barry Ross.
Yes, that's right. First or second game in 9 weeks. But you'll notice with Ted's play too, he reads the other side so well because he played with them for so long, and he's continually calling his teammates to different parts of the field and so on when he thinks there'll be a switch of the play, and quite often he's right.
Another scrum win to St. George. That's their second in a row. Buckley standing out. Morris. Trudgett, rather. Robert Finch. Just not enough. Oh, the intercept taken by Lease. He could go close. Oh, it's been intercepted again. And a golden opportunity for Western Suburbs. Come and gone. Wynn takes a high one. Alan Neal's the man. It could be very dramatic. I don't know that Danzy's... Oh, we'll see it again, and we'll look for the referee's decision on this, but let's have a look at the tackle. There were 2 intercepts taken in the space of, well, a few seconds. Now, here's the first intercept coming up. You'll note by Jim Lease. This pass from Robert Finch. I thought they should have scored. The pass back inside was intercepted by Wynn. Now watch Alan Neal come across. Well, it wasn't a swinging arm. It went high, and he'll be cautioned accordingly. He's not going to be sent from the field. When you think of the guy, he's, what, 5'5"? John Dowling, well, he's won 197 from 374, success rate of 52.7. And there is Morris, very close to getting through the defence there. Buckley, Jansen, about 5 metres away. Dowling, the the crowd starting to roar now as these big St. George forwards pound in. Craig Young will come at the blind side this time. No. Across the open it goes. Trudgett. Quinn. There's Teddy Goodwin again getting involved. The penalty, the first within kicking range. You can see it again. It's a rather silly action. Not required. Dowling having something to say. Watch the tackle player, Graham Quinn. As Goodwin comes in and just smacks him in the face. I mean, unnecessary. It didn't do any harm. 8, 6 tries, 63 goals, 144 points. A useful little lad is Graham Quinn. Only 21. You've seen it all. From directly in front, he's hooked the ears off it. Well, they say goal kicking's an easy game, eh? Well, that one could be costly. Teddy Goodwin breathes again. Still no score in this game. Craig Young. Trudgett wrapped up. Standing there waiting for somebody to come to him. Reserve grade, Canterbury 23, annihilated Manly 5. Canterbury now plays South next Saturday for the right to play Parramatta in the final. And in the under-23s, Balmain 9 defeated Eastern Suburbs 5. Balmain play West in the final for the right to play Parramatta in the grand final. He's had the ball stolen from him. Tackle had been called. Must allow the player to play the ball when he's tackled. Got a flurry of penalties going against Western Suburbs now. They still have a lead in that area though. St. George have been penalised 4-3. The scrums are Westway 4-3. This telecast brought to you by Westco Motors and your local Mazda dealers. Change of possession, Arbour. Away to McLeod. Oh dear, that pass was forward. No, it came off as St. George play. Police running freely. Webo can't handle it. It was a bad pass. It was down low and to the right. He had to reach down beside his leg to take it, and that's a great pity. It would have been interesting to see him fly there. Lisa's pass ill-directed. Craig Young. Trudgett. Finch floats a pass out nicely to Johnson. He takes this one safely. Goodwin's coming at him and slows him down a touch, just enough for Wayne Smith to get to him. That was good work by Goodwin. Craig Young. The pass has gone astray. Picked up on the half volley nicely. Is that Bruce Gibb? No, it's not. It's Ron Giddo. McLeod holds the ball up. Dummies. Away to Terry Lamb. Lamb's on for the little incisive break. And the top tackle there has been pulled off to bring him down, and that was a David Goliath contest as Wynn was the man who dived at him, all 6'5". Wayne Smith. Gitto on the burst. Can't get a pass away. Top heaps in that tackle. Wayne Smith. Alan Neal. Neal dancing his way through a couple of defenders. Now Western Suburbs moving it up nicely. Arbour. Craig Young comes in and puts the stop on that burst. Is it the kick by Neal? Right down his throat or out of the ground? What is it? Oh, he pulled that one in magnificently. That was no easy one to take. A better judge kicked that one from Neal, but didn't go straight to Johnson, so really... Graham driving that, a low trajectory drop kick, which gets up towards halfway. Boland scoops it up. Still no score in this game. The only big opportunity was missed by Wynn 2 minutes ago. Penalty goal right in front. Arbour. In no way inferior to any of the other forwards on the field in this display. I think that's a bit of an act. Well, he's got a penalty out of it, but look, Gitto. That's a kick. That's a great goal. And I've already given my opinion on whether it should have been allowed, but there it is. That's the way these things happen in the game of rugby league. So then, Western Suburbs have hit the front for the first time, and it's taken 28 minutes to get points on the board. 2-0. Quinn kicks off. Boland. McLeod. Big strapping player. Well played. Lease back inside to Gitto. Buckley the tackler. Midway between the west quarter and halfway. Latham through the dummy. Neil calling for it. Goodwin's on the outside wanting it. Neil, now it's the switch. Oh, Cooper's put it down badly. Didn't appear to be watching the ball at all. Graham Quinn. It's gone across 3, and Goodwin comes to him finally and holds onto him like a limpet. Gets up and plays it forward, does Quinn. Robert Stone, one-handed pass away nicely to Trudgeon. It's a beautiful pass inside to Jansen. He was moving too. A few West players out of position at the moment. Craig Young, good hole there for Quinn to run into. Top defence by Gitto. Morris. And a penalty. Offside. Sea of faces. He struck that well, but it's curling away, and it's a goal. Just made it on the inside. So the score then with about 8 minutes to half-time. Western Suburbs 2, St. George 2. Barry Ross.
Yes, well, John, we were talking before about the game with so much depending on the result because the loser is out, as you know, and 2 big packs. Is there any other way to play it but hard?
Well, Barry, I don't think there's any other way to play any game but hard. As you know, like I've been sitting here with you watching this game, there hasn't been any illegal tactics adopted by either side, and it's been played very hard and tough by both teams.
John Donnelly offering his philosophy on the way the game of rugby league should be played. That penalty awarded to St. George and gets them back into West half. Keep John there. We might be able to offer an opinion again just before half-time, Barry.
Okay, yes, he's sitting here enjoying the game with me. We're talking about the 402 with Tom Arbour a while ago.
Right, well, there it is. That's something that's coming to rugby league, the little bit of overacting that goes on these days. Morris. Well, there's a misunderstanding. Jansen, I don't think, expected that ball. I'm sure it was supposed to be switched to Buckley up the blind side. Morris gave the pass, in my view, the wrong way. Lamb. There's a bit of thundering defence from Craig Young. And I thought I saw Craig Young go for the kick there. Well, I wouldn't like his chances to stay on there if that's the case. Let's have a look at that again. It was a total reflex thing. Now Lamb. Now in comes Craig Young and buries him legitimately and firmly. Well, I'm totally opposed to the use of feet, and I've seen a player kick another on the ground. It may not have been hard, but the intent could have been there. Neil, Goodwin, Wayne Smith, Boland comes back inside, avoids the sideline like the plague, came under a high tackle, got it away to Bruce Gibbs. Gibbs got himself into a sideways situation, still got his pass away to Terry Lamb. Lamb has scooted away with a nice little incisive burst, and St. George now experiencing some Western Suburbs ball movement. Bob Cooper carries the ball very high on his chest when he runs. That leaves a bit of an invitation to have it knocked out of your hands. Touch judge in. From the far side.
That'll probably be a high tackle on Ted Goodwin.
A scoreline that reads 2-all. Double movement. Giddo's gone right through. Get it away. McLeod has dropped it. The line was wide open and it's a knock-on. Now he's trying to punch down the corner post as McLeod with his frustration. Well, it's useless being frustrated after you've just made a terrible Well, I was going to use that terrible Australian expression to do with football and say, well, I can't get out of that without saying it. And he made it. Try so, if ever a try was butchered. Perfectly planned and executed move by Western Suburbs from a tap restart. And a player snatches at the ball. And remember, it happened 3 minutes before half-time.
A lot of things have happened close to half-time in these semi-finals the last 2 weeks.
Yes, indeed. Well, Western has been the side that have looked like scoring the tries in this match. And St. George have been very ordinary. Solid, but ordinary. But they're still there and they're level.
That's his fourth, get away!
Here, referee Dancy calling out. That's his fourth get away. Jansen. Win. Unable to get those arms free. Dowling. Morris going for the diagonal kick. It's not going to pose a problem to Wests. Boland gets to it comfortably. Back inside to Smith. Smith's got support. Away to Lease. Then on to Lamb. Nice little step too. A couple of minutes to half time. The point scorers have been Ron Gitto. 1 goal from 2 attempts for Wests. Lease, Gitto. St. George's points have come from Graham Wynn. 1 penalty goal from 2 attempts.
And we'll take that quick comment from John Donnelly, Rinks.
Yes.
John, it's obvious that your side, West, are in with a chance in this game, despite what the critics are saying. Where are they busting St. George? Where do you see the problems occurring for St. George?
Well, Barry, I think St. George's main problems are just on the side of the ruck. I think our forwards are doing something what they haven't done in the last couple of weeks, and they're looking for support. And at times there is support there, and they're unloading.
Gaps are coming accordingly.
Exactly.
Here's Neil scurrying away through a little one, got it away to Goodwin. Goodwin's got open space in front of it, gets it back inside to Boland. Boland's going nicely, but yes, he gets it past to Lamb. Lamb's up towards the quarter line where he's wrapped up by Trudgett. Quick play the ball now, could see St. George in some sort of disarray. Here comes the ball. Out it comes along the line now. Long floating pass out to McLeod. McLeod will be looking to rectify that horrible error of a few moments ago, but he's wrapped up with the tackle. We think there's just around about seconds to go. The clock is almost showing 40 minutes are up. It's mostly Western Suburbs. Neil coming through to follow that kick. Johnson takes it and runs over the dead ball. I'd be quite happy to do that. We've got a touch charge in at the moment. Will that be for some interference on a West player coming through? We'll have to see what... Second half about to get underway. Recollecting the score is 2-2, a penalty goal each. Gitto for Wests, Win for St. George. Rebo fields that kick. An awkward, clumsy sort of a game, Rebo, at the moment. He's made a couple of errors and had a bad pass thrown to him which he couldn't handle. Gibbs, well, that was a bad pass to throw away. McLeod took it well. Latham, who I'm told Barry Ross went into the wrong dressing room at half-time and received a knock on the head.
Yes, well, he received a bad knock just before half-time and had a couple of other knocks during the half, and he walked off on the St. George side of the field and went straight into the St. George dressing room. And during half-time, the West guys worked on him, the West doctor and so on, a little bit of oxygen, and he's back out there now.
Goodwin's got to pass away nicely to Lamb. Lamb's got support, and he kicks ahead with McLeod there. I would have thought he would have been, better, but Rebo's come and taken the bounce nicely. St. George defence in disarray at the moment as Western Suburbs get the ball moving out wide, and they've gone for the kick for Lease. Goodwin could get to this. No, it's going to be Finch, and Goodwin's claiming he was interfered with, and there's every reason to think that a penalty try may be awarded. Is it? He's going to call the touch judge and get an opinion on that. Would Goodwin have gotten to it had he not been interfered with? We'll see it again. I think that Lease erred in kicking in the first place. Goodwin's coming to it. Would he have beaten Finch to the ball? I doubt it. There's been a penalty awarded. Holding. A penalty awarded to Western Suburbs. Number 3 for Gitto. He's kicked that, so West hit the front with 2 minutes of the second half having gone. They lead by 4 points to 2. Graham Wind to restart. Hugo takes it. Here's Smith. Picked up on the quarter line. Lamb's had a much better game today. One of the sparks in the Western Suburbs side. Gibbs, nicely away to Cooper. He can't get his arms free. Now he does. Way to Lease. High tackle there. No harm done. Harbour. Latham still looks a little bit groggy. Cloud's kick is just inside the line. It appeared to bring up a bit of chalk. The referee allows it. The touch judge is correct, and that was a gain of about 23 metres. 2-1 for Latham against Dowling. There's another one. Eildon Morris. Lease. Wayne Smith. On the halfway line, midfield. Goodwin. It's outside. Lease is there. Got to pass away. It's on the ground. Goodwin managed to scurry onto it. Lamb back inside. Harbour lost the ball. The referee says we'll play the original knock on. Repeating the reserve grade scores, Canterbury 23 defeated Manly 5. Canterbury plays South Sydney next Saturday for the right to play Parramatta in the final. And the under-23s, Balmain 9, Eastern Suburbs 5. Balmain now play Western Suburbs in the final for the right to play Parramatta in the grand final. Penalty to St. George. Moving off the mark. Kick from Graham is adequate from midfield. Not a bad one, actually. Into the breeze. Dowling, 5 metres from the quarter line. Craig Young. Stone. Now the backs get the use of the ball. Morris. Jansen. Beautiful pass out of Johnson. He'll score. He snapped onto that pass like a dream. An absolute ripper of a pass and a beautiful bit of on-the-burst running. And see it again. Now Jansen's the man. Held up pass by Morris. Now watch this. Turned and gave it to Johnson. The fleetness of foot. Now that's the ball game there. Not suggesting the game's over, but for that try. Now Jansen, watch as he steps off the big left foot. Gets the pass back on the inside. Johnson's pace was enormous at that point. He appears as though, make everyone else appear as though they're standing still. A great try, right beside the posts. Trainer on the field at the moment as Wynn comes in to take kick number 3. He's been successful with 1. Oh, he's only just squeezed that one, and he's had an enormous amount of luck. It's St. George now after 7.5 minutes of the second half. 7-4. Different complexion on things in this game. 7-4 St. George lead, and a sense of urgency now about their effort. It's a penalty against Western Suburbs for coming across the mark. Graham Wynn will have his 4th attempted goal. He's been successful with 2. Looking over to the Bradman stand at the back. Wynn, 5 metres inside the quarter line. 15 metres in from the sideline. Slight breeze kicking into, and some of these kicks have been very marginal. That's been sliced away badly. Lamb took it, and well tackled just on the goal line. Smith.
Official attendance on the board, 28,451. That's 432, less than yesterday.
Oh, McLeod's had the pass intercepted, but the player says Cooper's got a kick that's going to go out on the full, is it? Yes, out on the full. The referee judged that that pass had been knocked backwards by a St. George player, so he allowed play to proceed, and I'm sure he was correct.
Yes, most definitely correct.
That's a penalty to Western Suburbs. It's against Dowling for an incorrect strike. And those penalties are 9 St. George, 8 Western Suburbs. The scrums are 7-4 Western Suburbs way. The turn-ups of this match, Barry, has been the success by Latham in the set scrums.
Well, sitting here with Ted Glossop, Rex, we were just commenting on that feature of the game. It's an amazing situation because Dowling was expected to dominate the scrums against this Booker Latham, who's only played 3 first-grade games.
Cooper managed to rectify his error then. Oh, McLeod again having a very clumsy afternoon in some ways. At the halfway line. The blind side comes Cooper. Inside to Arbour. Beautiful pass away to Bolt. He's got support. To Neil, the pass was forward and offside. And the referee's correct. The referee is dead set correct. As Lease goes screaming away to score the try. See it again. Oh, blimey, how many have they butchered today? Cooper back inside nicely to Arbour. This was clever football from Arbour, with his arms free to bowler. Now watch that pass there. Yes, indeed. Well, they've dropped one. What's that? 3 tries, I think, that west of 2 for sure, we'd say. The one that McLeod dropped, and that one there was a gaping hole in the St. George defence.
Possibly when Lees intercepted and St. George got the ball back straight away.
Yes, that could be too. So they've had their chances. Rocket ready, Coven and Vasselin on the knees. Waiting to come on the field. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think they could dispense with Buckley out of this side. He gets through too much tackling. It would have to be Jansen again, would it?
Well, maybe Robert Stone's turn today.
Well, they might lose a bit if they can't put Jansen in the front row. Stone. Pass was taken by Western Suburbs. Boland has it. He's wrapped up there by Brian Johnstone. A bit of clumsy football there from St. George. Smith. Lease. Good one. Lease. Running around in ever diminishing circles. Gibbs sets a bit of common sense about it and goes hard and straight. Arbour. That's the way for a prop to run. That's good stuff. Oh, Neil had been able to stay on the inside of him then. Neil's let it go behind him. Lamb has it. Heavy defence. 7-4 the score. We've had 16 minutes now of this second half. That's got to be a knock on. G'day dropped the ball forward. Wayne Smith was not in an offside position when he took it, but when he picked it up, but the pass had gone forward. Have a look at these backs. They're just about to shake hands with each other. Suburbs come up with another scrum win. Neil away to Lease. Out to Smith. Smith's got himself into a clear. It's a try on the sideline. A rebound. He'll go round, right around, right around, right around. There it is. And that's a good try to rebound. good football there by Western Suburbs. Score locked in at 7-all. It'll be 9-7 after this kick, and Teddy Goodwin's a little bit delighted about the whole thing, still waving his arms like a clockwork toy. See it again. From a scrum. Neil. Nice quick hands from Lease. Up to Smith, the dummy. And the selectively given pass to Revo, and his pace is just too great. That's his 15th try for the year in 11 first-grade games. The dummy taken. And Revo really showing a clean pair of heels there. Suddenly that sore ankle that he's had for a while is forgotten. Boom. G'day's fourth kick at goal. And there they've hit the front again, Western Suburbs, with 18 minutes of the second half gone. 9-7. Rocket ready, on. Jansen off. Only the one try each. Smith. Not going to play football near his line. It's a pretty powerful kick. Johnson's coming across. Oh, it takes it magnificently. He had support there, but the winger, Brian Johnston, slipped. Johnson does a little bit of stepping, gets himself over the halfway line. Howling. Morris. Craig Young. A jumping business with his knee there. He's been penalised several times for it this year. Morris. Nicely weighted Dowling. Buckley. Pudgett. Oh, he loses the ball, does Graham Quinn. Western Suburbs have it back. 19 minutes gone. Official attendance, 28,451. Bruce Gibbs. Good one. McLeod, nicely tackled right on the halfway line by Robert Finch.
Terry Lamb on the ground, 40 yards behind the play. Looks like he's got cramp of some sort.
Goodwin's kick. Oh, dear, oh dear. Right through his legs. Just see the last part of that again and see a footballer who has really put a foot wrong, and just watch this in slow motion. Well, there it is. Right between his legs. Penalty to Western Suburbs. Loose arm against Dowling. He sprung him fair and square. Cooper's complaining to the referee about something that Reddy's something to do with Rod Reddy. Reddy's gone back to the referee and said something to him about it. Round the corner kicker. Just unsuccessful. Score remains as it was. Western Suburbs 9. St. George 7. The man that is coaching the team that's already in the grand final, Ted Glossop's with Barry Ross. And what's he seen so far that he's worried about?
Ted, looking at this game, is there anything that worries you at the moment? I mean, your side are in the grand final already.
No, I can't be worried at this stage, Barry, but I think both sides are playing well. As a matter of fact, I think West deserved to be in front. They had opportunities early they didn't score from, but they're in front at the right stage in this game.
Tell me, Ted, do you see any reason why that players like Reece Lamb and company are playing so much better today than they did against your side last week?
Maybe the opposition would be the difference.
You left yourself over to that one, Barry.
Yes, well, I should have realised I was with not only the master coach, but the master at words also.
Big Bob Cooper on the return pass back inside. That was the 6. West seemed to have gained in confidence since that try scored. Johnston. Morris, the switch of play to trudge it. West defence pretty useful. That was the way it should have gone. Craig Young. Morris. Neil hanging to him grimly. Lets him go. Dowling. Win. Changes direction. Combined efforts of Goodwin and Lamb put him down. Ready. Craig Young. Trudge it. Last tackle. Good ready. Buckley. Buckley swings out of one tackle. And that's the 6. Good defence by West. Lamb apparently received a knock to the leg, limping slightly. Brian Johnson, the St. George fullbacks, moved up into the line, as has Wayne Smith. No fullbacks at home for anything that might eventuate. Lease, that scrum win. Smith on the blind side. Gitto. Lease and Stone come together. Is there a situation? St. George have conceded the ball back to the opposition 10 times, Western Suburbs 8. Harbour looking to unload the ball. Goodwin came under a high swinging tackle. George scrum win. Buckley. Heavily tackled by Lamb.
Teddy Goodwin was on the right wing for that scrum with Warren Boland in the centres.
Rod ready. Brian Johnson. Still about 30 metres out from the Western Suburbs line. West defence looking pretty useful. Dowling. Craig Young. Morris. 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 Into the quarter. That shall be a penalty. It is. Pushed him up. Wouldn't allow him to get up and play the ball. Delighted about getting a kick so much off centre resistance, about 20 yards in from the sideline. Looks easy from the way you're looking at it. But he's got a fair angle. And this is a very important kick because it leads to a drawn situation with only 13 minutes to go, should he get it. It's his 5th attempt. He's been successful with only 2. And he's not successful with that one, but he has managed to kick it dead. So that's the redeeming feature. Ham down in back play again, receiving treatment. Goodwin's kick off. It's going to be taken by Wynn. He tears up to the halfway. Oh, that was beautifully done there by Robert Finch. I think it's Finch. Very professional bit of football. He knew he wasn't going to get to that pass, so he dived full length. Already with an overlap on the outside of Stevie Morris and Brian Johnston. That would have been anything. There's a West scrum win. Good defence by Brian Johnson. Time marching on. Western Suburbs really leading at the right time in this game. That's a penalty to West. Well, the referee's been very consistent with this all through. It's happened about 4 times today, and he's been consistent and penalised. Well, Masters must be absolutely a nervous wreck by this moment because his side has not played well, but they've got themselves into a winning situation. This goal would be absolutely manna from heaven to him. 6th tip by Giddo. Oh, yeah! Right from the sideline, end over end, an awful looking thing it was, but it's 2 points, 11-7 St. George. Suddenly, are they going to be in the grand final for 1980?
Come on, Sydney, Sun is where the action is. The Sun is where the action is.
Big League. The Sun's 4-page lift-out has a full roundup of the knockout semi-final between St. George and Wests and the Canterbury Easts clash. The Sun's league experts tell how they were won and why they were lost. Plus, the great home unit scramble. Prices in Sydney are skyrocketing. Get the facts in a new Sun series starting tomorrow.
One senses that the St. George supporters might now be getting a little bit agitated. Out to Cuba.
And it could be that Roy Masters was right last week when he said he'd found the answer to this so-called Sydney Creek ground hoodoo.
Well, that may be, and we'll know in exactly 10 minutes. But Giddo will kick few better goals than that one, or more important goals than that one. 4 from 6 he's kicked. Plenty of football left in this match yet. Ready, Craig Young, Dowling. St. George now are in the position of having to attack. They'll have to keep the ball alive, keep it moving. Morris, touch it, here's an opening. Way to Graham Quinn, and a top tackle from, who is that? Jimmy Lease. What a great diving tackle. That is a memorable tackle. Anything could have come from that. Possession over the dying stages. Let's have a look at that scrum count. It's been very much a West victory, 10-6 in the scrums. The penalties have gone 12-10 in St. George's way. There's another scrum winner, St. George. Morris. They're keeping a pretty close eye on him. Forming up that line very well. Ready. On the quarter line. Western Suburbs end of the field. Buckley. Morris. Sights a small opening, goes, and a lovely tackle again. And that's the hooker Latham who showed plenty of pace there. Dowling. Wynn. Hurling himself at the opposition. And it's a penalty. Giddo has been offside for the last 3 rucks, so he really can't complain about being pinged there. He was way, way offside. Now St. George have got to take the kick. They're looking to Harry for advice, but at 11-7, they've got to take the kick at goal. Directly in front. And 2 others not so far off centre. I'm merely pointing that out to indicate they've had their chances to be in a different situation than they are currently. Win. Well, there you go. And he hasn't kicked the ball dead. Rebo's got it, and how far will Rebo go? I don't think St. George can believe that. Up over the quarter line. Poor Graham Wynn, having one of those horror days.
Maybe they can try John Dowling. He did kick, I think, 8 goals early in the season. He kicked some goals against North Sydney, so maybe he's the next choice of kicker.
So he did. 7 minutes to go. They might not get too many more chances to kick goals. If West play this game correctly, they can win this from here. Got to, on the 4th or 5th tackle, get it downfield and pen St. George in. Use it until such time as they can get it downfield. There's Gibbsy going for a nice old charge there and knocking a player out of the way. McLeod, the dummy. Boland finally has it after the hands of Gitto. A little bit of thought in that ruck would have sent it belted down on the 5th. One try each. 4 goals to 2 the difference.
Morris has got something going with the fullback Brian Johnson. There's a penalty to West. Feed across, Dowling. Into the last 5 minutes now. St. George, shall we say, like a fighter on the ropes at the moment. Groggy. Talking about premierships, West have won 4. They won them in 1930, 34, 48 and 52. St. George have won 15. The last one in 1979, of course. They won 11 in a row from 1956 to 1966. McLeod. Up the blind side. Latham, who's had a good game at dummy half. And his hooker, Gibbs, straight and hard. In fact, it'll be interesting to see Latham's tackle count. From Cuba.
Rex, I'm here with John Jansen, the St. George forward, so we might get a quick word with him before the game finishes.
Latham on the blind side of the ruck. Away to Neil. Neil's got himself into the clear. Good defence from Morris, though. Fine head-on stuff, and that's the 6th. A little bit of an altercation between Neil and Morris on the ground, and Cooper gets up and pushes Morris careering out of the way. Neil down, injured at the moment. Luckily, the St. George lockers out of the scrum, but one would have thought he'd have been in there to get possession. Well, I can't see the sense of having a lock forward standing out of a scrum when possession's critical. I would have thought St. George would have had all the weight they could on this one. That's a penalty to West. Morris can't get away with murder. That was, he was going to put it in the second row. There's some of the West players thinking, I think, that the hooter had gone. Teddy Goodwin is, I think he's sending up people here at the moment. He's creeping around with the ball in his hands as if he owns it. The kick at go, he's saying. He's even digging the hole. He's put it on the mound. Well, who said Goodwin hasn't got a sense of humour? He's done everything but juggle out there in the last few minutes. He's gone off to have a yarn with Giddo's kick. Is successful. That's the ball game. Forget it. Put out the glasses. Doesn't want to matter. Doesn't matter what happens now. 13-7. And one of a major upset in the eyes of many people, myself included. Western Suburbs doing everything better than St. George in this very important match. Sudden death that it is. St. George finished for 1980.
And I've got John Jansen here, Rex. Can we have a quick comment with him?
Right.
John, you were just saying a moment ago the story of the game is the scrums, with Alan Latham winning so much more ball.
Yes, well, I didn't think with Jack Jeffries out that Latham would have won so much ball, and well, I think that's proved the decider today.
And tell me, John, you've been off in the last 2 matches. You've played well, but you've been taken off. Does this worry you?
Well, you know, no one likes getting taken off in semi-finals, but, you know, when you've got a bloke like Rod Reddy on the sideline, you know, fresh reserve and an international player.
Well, left up in the air. He doesn't like being taken off, and I don't blame him. But nonetheless, St. George now with resorting to the bomb on the first tackle. Goodwin will take that. This is going to be quite a win for Western Suburbs. Bowler. Latham running from dummy half, had a top game and been an instrumental player, instrumental very much in the West win. Cooper. Now the crowd chanting West, 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 West. Harbour. Up over the quarter. We think there are 11 seconds to go. By our clock, unofficial time. So
got a cramp in the leg. Neil. The hood will go any second. 35 seconds by the timekeeper's watch. That's thanks very much to the official timekeeper. We can't bring you any more up to date than that. Just running quickly through the statistics then. The scrums 10-8 to Western Suburbs, a major performance by Latham. The penalties have gone 14-12 to St. George. The try scorer for Western Suburbs was John Rebo. 4 goals to Gitto, or 5 goals to Gitto. Greetings players as they come from the field, as well he should. They've put up a sterling performance in the sense that they've created many more opportunities than St. George today. And St. George, it must be said, a fairly disappointing outfit. Don't appear to have the flair in the side that they've had heretofore, but a professional, tradesman-like display by them, but no great flair. Western Suburbs created many more opportunities. They've only scored the 1 try, but nonetheless they've created many more opportunities than St. George, and as such they probably deserve to win. So there it was, 13-7 Western Suburbs.